Hello, I am uh, making this video specifically for the assignment. First things first, I am giving an extension on an assignment. I'm also going in and making it so that you can submit multiple times, so that will help. So this assignment, is your survey construction assignment. So let's go ahead and open that up, and I'll go over it. There are lectures in the video lectures and sections, and so week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, that go into detail on ordinal and nominal and interval ratio variables. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of tap on this paper to go through it a little bit. So you're going to have, for the survey, you're going to have 15 questions total. So you'll have 15 questions total. And that's the first thing. So you have 15 questions. Okay, so we have 15 questions. Let me zoom in. 3 to 4 of these questions should focus on the demographics of your survey population, meaning, as in demographic stats or descriptive statistics. So your demographics equal things such as gender, age, location, weight, height, things that describe, like how would you describe a person? You could say, oh, this person has brown eyes. They have blonde hair. They about 5'6". They weigh about 130 pounds, and they live in Louisville, Kentucky. That would be the descriptive statistics of a person. Okay, and let me go change that because I typoed that. And that's basically what you're going to focus on. So for these 3 to 4 questions right here, focus on questions like this: gender, age, location, weight, height. And the bonus part is, well, I'll tell you the bonus part when we get down here. So 3 to 4 of your questions should focus on your dependent variable, which is like your research topic. So recall that dependent variable is dependent. And again, refer to the video lecture that was posted for more information on this too. I'll go over it again here. Dependent variable means well, if I can actually top it out. The dependent variable is one is going to be your research topic, your primary research topic for one, and the other is this variable itself is dependent on the independent variable. For example, we'll use more. Let's see, what's a good one? What's a good one that's simple and easy to really go at? And there's a lot of them, but all right, we'll say your focus through the day depends, on how much sleep you get. Okay, in this case, focus is your DV because your focus, okay, it depends again on how much sleep you get. How much sleep you get, it's standalone in this case. So your independent variable in this case would be sleep amount. Another example here is DV equals depression, and IV would be puppies, and you could argue that the more puppies you have, the less depression you have. So in this case, depression depends on puppy amount. Okay. So that dependent variable is going to be your topic. So this will be 3 to 4 questions about your dependent variable. So, if you're choosing violent crime, for example, or depression, you'd be like, you could ask them on a scale of 1 through 10. Let's see. What's a good way to ask a depression? we can just say, how happy are you today? Okay, it'd be a way to measure, in a way, mood, and that's just a simple way to do it. So so 3 to 4 questions on your dependent variable. This will fulfill at this point at least 6 questions and up to 8 questions. Okay, so you have 6 to 8 questions by this time. 3 to 4 questions should focus on your independent variable. Okay, so independent variable are things that impact your dependent variable. For example, when you go back down into your demographics, these are also independent variables. So gender is actually an independent variable and can fulfill this condition too. So if you asked a question about gender, well, that's also one fulfillment on the independent variable. If you asked, but there's going to be more to that. So you need to ask unique independent variables. So what I mean by unique independent variables, like for example, let's say that we'll go back to depression, right? Depression is your dependent variable. The dV equals depression. And the independent variable in this case would be levels of parental approval. So, do your parents approve of you as a person, or do you have a good relationship with your parents? One could argue that the higher the levels of parental approval, the less likely you would to have depression. Now, this is not a true statement. This is just an example. And that the lower levels of parental oppression, then that impacts how much depression you could have. Okay? So make sure that you have unique independent variables besides these, but you can pass 1 or 2 of these questions off under this, but you need at least 2 unique independent variables. Now this, if you answer everything from this point, you will have anywhere from 9 to 12. Okay, 9 to 12. This means the remaining questions can capture any type of variable. All right, so independent or dependent. Now you'll have 15 questions as a result. After these conditions are met, your survey has to have 2 nominal level response types of those questions. So let's say those are categorical. So this is a nominal question. What color are your eyes? Okay, and then remember that nominal is categorical. Okay, so A, brown. B, blue. C, green. D, gray. Okay, and then you could have an A, B, C, D, E. You can have E and say other because it has to be mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. So mutual exclusivity means that your layers are not your questions don't overlap with each other, and collective exhaustiveness means that you exhaust every possible answer. In other words, I have these eye colors here, and what makes it collectively exhaustive is that other there because it captures everything else. So that would be an example of nominal level response or categorical. You could ask gender. So again, you could lap that in. This gender question satisfies demographics. It satisfies an independent variable, and it also satisfies a nominal level response. Okay, and then you have 2 ordinal response type questions. What is an ordinal variable? Refer to the week 2 or week 3 video lecture that talks about ordinal level variables, and you will see that. But ordinal is these scaled questions right here. So these scales, and when you say on a scale of 1 through 10, or 1 through 5 even, or even you can say strongly disagree to strongly agree. These are all examples of ordinal variables, ordinal answers, right? So let's say if we're measuring parental approval, you could say, you can make a statement, right? It says, my parents love me for who I am, okay? And then you could go down here and say, 1, strongly disagree, 2, disagree, 3, neutral, 4, agree, 5, strongly agree. Okay, and that would be measuring an independent variable, in this case parental approval, and it would satisfy, so see this question right here would satisfy independent variable measurement, it's up here, okay. It'll also satisfy ordinal level response types. And now 2 interval ratio level response types means you're going to have them, you're going to ask them a question about numbers. So you could say, hey, what's your age? And then you can have them even fill in a blank for this, right? You can just fill in a blank and be like, oh, they're 45 years old. That's interval ratio, because it's just giving you a raw number that has a equal amount of distance between each point. And what I mean by equal amount of distance between each point is that 1 and 2 are equal distance apart, as 2 and 3, as 3 and 4, as 5 and 6. And point 1 and point 2, they're equal distance apart when you're kind of talking about like that. Numbers have equal distance, and you get into infinity concepts, but that's also equal distance. Every number has an infinite amount of points in between each number, so they're still equal even when you start talking about infinity. Um, so that would so you need to that would satisfy the ordinal and the interval ratio response types. This totals 6 questions, and none of you may reflex. So what this actually means is have at least 12 questions fall into this category. You can mix and match, and then the rest of the questions are freebies, and you can ask whatever you want, be it nominal, be it ordinal, be it interval ratio. You can ask it as a measure dependent variable. These are free questions. You don't have to specify anything. You just have to have these specific types on your survey. Now, once you finish your survey, you're going to submit it to me so I can approve it, and then we'll get it on SurveyMonkey, and I'll post a lab lecture on SurveyMonkey coming up. So don't fret over that too much. And that's about it for this. Thanks, and hopefully that helped. If you still are confused by it, contact me, and we will set up a meeting that we can discuss it one-on-one. So looking forward to seeing you if you need more help. I'll see everyone around. Bye-bye.